a video in the past. But yo, how y'all feeling though, man?
I'm good, man. I'm in shock.
Feeling
But
good,
I'm
blessed,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I'm blessed, but I'm definitely in shock, like you said, man. It's so much going on in college football, so much going on in the NFL draft. It's just a lot of craziness right now. But we're gonna go ahead and just get into it. So as y'all know, our first segment we're gonna talk about the transfer portal, and then we're gonna jump into everything that's surrounding the draft as a whole. But before we even get started with any of the players, whatever, let's pull up this comment. I just had it up prior to this live starting. So I believe this is the coach that was vouching for Brandon Hood before he came to the program. And I believe I don't know if he's Prime's pastor or what relation they have.
Yeah,
But
faster, bro.
yeah, so this is what it says. It says, always a stupid one on social media, LOL. They came together to play. New coaches want their own players. Coaches have the right to bring who they want. In order for the new to come, the old is replaced. They both weren't wanted. It's life, it's business. They both wasn't wanted.
Hey, bro, hold up. That got me confused, Kev.
What?
I read it 3 times, and I still, unless he's talking about Shedeur and Prime, I don't know what he's talking
Let's
about.
talk about Shiloh and Shedeur.
Oh yeah, maybe I had no idea. He's trying to be kind of sound like he's trying to be vague. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Like, because it's like, okay, this is your pastor saying this. Okay, they both wasn't wanted. It's more than just being wanted. It's bigger than that.
Right.
We can clearly see what's going on.
This got me
You said it
lost,
sounds
bro.
crazy.
The
Yeah, it do
league is
sound
being
crazy.
the league. The league is showing it's the top dog. It's the league for a reason.
This is crazy.
You don't act like
So,
they need you.
right. Hey, look, it's all good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
Deal is
move on
there.
from that because I don't even know what that really means, to be honest. Like, he didn't elaborate, and it's crazy. Kevin Mathis, the DB coach, he's actually the one who reposted that and commented back on that. So this, got me thinking, like, what's going on with that picture? There's already too much going on. Like, for you to go out and just say that with all this stuff going on, like, okay, your timing was off. Your timing was off.
So what you think he trying to say is a package deal? They were trying to set up as a package deal?
So I know that there was talks about potentially Shedeur and Shallow going on the same team. They wasn't sure if that was going to ever happen, though, and how that was going to happen, if that was going to make sense. Because let's face it, we knew Shedeur, well, what we thought. We thought Shedeur was going to go in the first round. Shallow wasn't going to go in the first round. We thought Shallow was going to go in like 5th round, 6th round. So it's about what teams need and want too. So
Correct.
I don't know, y'all. It's getting a little iffy.
I thought it was understanding from the start, though, watching off media and all the little vlogs that Shiloh wasn't going to, you know what I'm saying? He might have not got drafted. I thought that was already established.
Right.
Hey, I don't know, man. But we're going to move on from that because he didn't even really elaborate on who he's talking about. He said they're both. Why didn't he just say their name?
Because he's trying to be vague, and I can't stand that type of like message.
Yeah.
Right.
As a pastor too, like,
put a name on it, man. Why you know what I mean? Like, say it with your chest.
At that point.
Oh, let me see what we got next. All right, so Prime talked about, bringing in more players, especially this second round of the portal. And so far, Isaiah Augusta has left. He's at Virginia. Brandon Hood is now in the portal. Adrian Wilson transferred to North Carolina. Sam Hart left. Cash is at Texas Tech. Zach Flapjack Owens is not here anymore. I don't even know who that is, so he's irrelevant. Jay Gardner, he's not here anymore. Chidozie little brother not here no more. Tajay McCoy committed to Oklahoma. Kyron Garcia hit the portal. Colton Hood, this hurt me. Colton Hood hit the portal. Savion Riley's at Georgia Tech. Makai Murphy hit the portal. And I just found out that Jalen Wester just hit the portal too. Mr. Overly Blessed.
Oh, Mr. Overly Blessed, he hit the portal?
Yeah, yes, he's down in the portal. And I felt like he hit the portal because he's seeing how his brother's draft is going. It's like, okay, let me get up out of there. You know what I mean? Like, let me get up out of there. What y'all think, though? Like, do y'all feel like that's why, or do y'all just feel like the players is kind of like scared that, in their mind, it's kind of like, I play for Colorado. Like, is this going to happen to me?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, the guy that the coach hyped up and is his own son, he can't even get drafted in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Or the second, or the third, or the fourth. Right. And it's like, come on, man. I mean, it's not a good look. These kids are coming from a situation where most of them are hungry. You know what I mean? They're trying to get to the league or make a way for their family in a real way. They don't come from a privileged situation. You know what I'm saying? Most of them, because that's the bulk of NFL players. Their start is not coming from a place of privilege or whatever. You know what I mean? They changing their families' lives by making it to the league.
Right.
And if you can go somewhere else and get the bag, because Colorado's not going to give it up like that, and you can probably play stiffer competition or in a different, Power 5 conference. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But I think Deion kind of comes off, Coach Prime kind of comes off with that whole loyalty thing.
Right.
And even, somebody can be loyal to a fault, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So, yeah, it's definitely hurting the recruits, the transfer portal, and just the program as a whole. Even so much to the point where this young man, he actually just took a visit to Colorado on the spring game. Took a visit to Colorado. Prime said back in his little press conference, because they asked about the status of the recruits, they say, pretty much how are things going. He said half of them don't committed. Y'all just don't know about it yet. Ain't now one of them dudes committed yet. This is another offensive lineman that they lost. Committed to Georgia. They offering that bag.
Too early. Yeah. Talking too early, dog.
Have to pay these players. They gotta get out of the old mindset. Like, it is what it is now. Like, this is football. And if another program is doing that, money talks. If another program is doing that, they're gonna go where the money is at, because at the end of the day, their careers in college is not guaranteed. So in their mind, it's like, oh, let me get the bag now, because I might not get the bag later.
Man, how bait and switch does that feel to be a recruit who you see how they flexing as Colorado players and even, Coach Prime and all that, and then find out like they really being frugal, like they being real cheap with like wanting to come up off the money, and then it's like, but bro, you showing all this, like you got your son with everything, like I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
And like I was telling Kev last night, I believe last year, because they had Travis and Shedeur, they had some pull. So even though they wasn't giving that bag out, you feel me? Shedeur there, Travis there, that's a lot of pull. This year they don't got that. They don't got that. You feel me? So you gotta compensate. And look like Coach Prime, he's stuck in his old, you know what I'm saying? He old school.
He old school. Right. And he don't wanna, but he made a song, Must Be the Money. And these kids, you remade it. But then you tell these kids, oh nah, don't come here expecting no bag and da. And we just want, what they say, strong, fast, with good character and all that. It's like,
discipline,
yep. What about the fact that I gotta, I'm trying to eat too.
Right.
And you already know he's already made it clear, abundantly clear, that he's not going to like high schools. He's not going to go sit down in some kid's living room and do that type of recruiting. And so he got what he got. and it's like the free agency in the NFL. It's like that's how this feels right now.
Yep. It's
For sure.
it's just an interesting time when it comes to that because do you feel like as a result, do you feel like Deion going back after all this is said and done, do you feel like he's going to have a different approach and mindset?
Some got to change. Some got
I
to
will
change. I
hope
think
so.
he got to, if he's talking about this discipline, character, loyalty, and all this stuff, you got to go recruit high school. That's only where you finding that. Transfer portal, guys is looking, they hungry. Like you said, they hungry. They try, you know what I'm saying, go to the league, try to feed their families. They need that bag up front. High school, you might find a kid that, okay, I really like the program. I like the system they got me in. I'm going to be loyal to them. But in that portal, ain't finding
The
that.
portal's the Wild West, like you know what I'm saying. Like you said, those guys have been to other programs. They've been playing football for a while. They're looking for a real opportunity, and while they're getting that opportunity, they want to be compensated based off of the fact that their talent. And then you got to get, maybe we'll see if this changes now that Shedeur and Travis are gone. But you got to get Coach Prime is going to have to get out of that whole focusing on one player and trying to act like, and like I said, maybe that changes because his son's not there, Travis is not there, Shiloh's not there. Shiloh, there was games we know there was a better player at the position Shiloh was in, but there was plays that need to be made by Shedeur that he wasn't making, but there was the nepotism, which hey, it happens. Right? I mean, it is what it is. Now we're going to see what type of real coaching you allow your other coaches to do now that your sons aren't there, and what this staff can really do with a squad that's pretty much like on an even playing field, so to speak. You know what I mean?
What New Orleans, Zoe, y'all sound dumb because these kids ain't coming to play. They only coming for money. Why did Nick Saban quit? All right, so listen, boss. I don't
What
know
they
what
coming
time
to
and
do
what
then? They're
I
not
don't
going
know what
to get paid if they don't play.
I don't know what point you hopped into this live, but if you were actually understanding what I'm saying and where I'm coming from, I get that. I get that. This is a different time. That's my whole point. What are you talking about? We know the kids ain't coming to play no more. But they want to get paid, bro. They want to get paid. To my point, the kids are not here. That's not their mindset no more. You have to get out of that mindset. I'm not saying I agree with it as a person, but you got to realize, though, these kids might not ever get that opportunity again to get this bag. Y'all not realizing that. These people got families. Some of these people got sons and daughters and children. Like, think about that as well. It's two sides of this. This is just a new era. This new era. I never said I agree with it. So you saying we dumb? You're not comprehending what I'm saying out of my mouth. You're not.
And
you're not listening.
Kevin, man, the thing about the risk, man. Think about what Prime did with the insurance for the players, for the bowl game. Like that was done because these kids risking their careers for college football. And now that you can get paid, you need to be compensated. I think more so than not, you have more kids who want to play, who actually still love the game and want to play football. They want to be good. They want to be great. But you add money to the mix. Of course, it's going to make it seem like more. You're going to have people who are chasing the bag because they hungry. They not seeing you offer a kid $5 million who hasn't seen $500 in however long for real in his life. That's a game changer.
That's a game changer right there.
And a lot of them can now place demands on them because it's just the other side of it. If you don't play like that, then you're not gonna play.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's like a guarantee. I mean, that you're gonna be playing. There's something. I think there's something with those collectives. I don't know what they have to sign or what, but
right. And they're already at a disadvantage because of who Deion is and as a whole. What Deion did was smart by bringing in these ex-NFL players and coaches. That was genius to draw more kids in and just at the end of the day, the kids want to go to the league. So why not learn from the best that did it? That's my whole theory on it. But you got to think, these are 17, well, now 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. They're not thinking like how we think.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do that. You can't just say to a recruit, yeah, come here for better opportunity, for better development. They're going to say, yeah, bet. What about the money, too?
A lot of them don't even know. Sadly, they at the age where they might not even know who a Marshall Faulk or Warren Sapp is. They might have to look that up.
We was just talking about that last night, Kev.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They know Aaron Donald. They know, you know what I mean? They know Michael Parsons. They know, the new kid. It's like, okay, Warren Sapp. All right, let me look him up, whatever. And so there's kind of like they're lost in translation a little bit when Deion is pumping them up. And if he's not going to allow them to coach, allow these guys at these positions to really have an impact, then it is all for show. And I think that's what is getting exhausting for me, because it is feeling like more of a show.
Right.
And it's like, okay, where's the meat? Now we here. You got us here. What's going on? What we gonna put on the field for real?
Right. Yeah. Hey, New Orleans Zoe, I don't disagree with nothing you saying. Yeah. Okay. So why pay them if they don't want to work? That's like going to a job and getting them hired, then turn around and don't work. Why put in effort? Okay, that's true.
What?
That's true. But listen, dog. That's just how it sounds crazy, but that's just
because they generating money. It's the NCAA.
They haven't got paid in so long. To my point again, like I already said in the beginning of this video, I never said I agree with it, but that's what it is. They don't have to get paid. If another school is doing it, they're paying them whether they start, whether they're good or not. They're gonna want to.
And then turn around and don't do work.
They gotta compete with the market, bro. That's the whole thing. They gotta compete with the market. It's a different market now.
Hey, L, I don't got that option this time. If I do another live, I'll see about other people hopping in next time. L dropping a lot of good points. Let me see. Well, I didn't really read them yet. But Shedeur Sanders will not be drafted, not because he isn't talented, not because he can't play, but because they made a decision. What else he said? The NFL is a running coordinator freeze out, lock him out, humiliate him, break down the Sanders name, and power source. That's all it is.
Man, listen, man. Deion has a lot of cachet, right?
Yeah.
He's nowhere close to the cachet of the NFL. He's never coached in the NFL. He's never owned an NFL team. You have Magic, I would venture to say Magic Johnson, now being a part of the ownership for Washington, has more cachet than Deion would ever have, being part of that club now. Right. The thing about Shedeur is that Shedeur is a good player.
Right.
Shedeur was promoted, and he took on the persona of his dad's past and how his dad was when he was in the league, but his dad was him. His dad was the man, and it was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Go look at Deion Sanders' first game in the league. He takes a punt back for a touchdown. He was him.
Right.
Shedeur does not have tape like that. Shedeur was propped up by his dad, as a good dad should do. Would do. Can't fault Deion for that. But, man, I mean, Travis Hunter is legit. He's both sides of the ball. He proved to be legit. Shedeur was a average to pretty good, really good quarterback. But we can't, as much as I like Deion and I am a fan of him and love what he's done and what he's got going on, and really champion for him and want to see his program do great and want to see Shedeur do great. But as a so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I can see, like, I would have been like, yo, you got to tone it down, bro. Like, put out tape of just you doing football. Just you doing football.
Yeah.
That's it. We don't want to hear no rap song. You know, okay, you got your brand legendary. Okay, bro. Owners and GMs and all that, they're concerned about how that's going to play in the locker room. If any of us, which I think, you know, I know Kevin played football, bro. I'm sure you have. You've been in locker rooms before.
Yes, sir.
There's certain dynamics in there that is like, man, you can't. Like, who's this dude? Like, you
Can't
ain't.
bring
Oh,
that
we don't
ego
care
in
who
here.
your daddy is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you got to come in there and I know they keep saying, oh well, you know, well, God is good and God got a plan. He does. And also God says, the Bible says pride comes before the fall. There's a lot of pride in this where it's like, look, the league doesn't need they don't need a Shedeur Sanders to be successful. They do not need him. Would it bring more eyes? Maybe, yes, but they got other ways of doing that. The NFL is already an entertainment business. They got plenty of minds behind the scene and top players. I mean, to draw the consistent viewership. They went through Kaepernick. They've been through CTE. They've been through all these things, and the NFL has continued to grow and be a juggernaut as far as in the entertainment and sports entertainment. The Sanders are not coming to do anything. He's made it like his draft is going to be, oh, they need me and no, bro. You're not dynamic enough. Your dad was, and we're trying to give you, you know, the benefit of the doubt as far as that you're not just an arrogant, you know, POS and out here, you know, thinking that you better than everybody else or whatever, what have you, when we ain't seen, like, you compare yourself to Michael Vick and Tom Brady, bro. So there are a lot of things that's just like,
he
he
said
didn't do
everyone needs a
himself
chance.
any favors, bro. He didn't do himself any favors. And now, yeah, those NFL teams, even the ones who needed quarterbacks, could have took them, but they got to think about the overall outlook of their team and what that's going to look like, what that's going to play like. But I'm gonna tell you, if he was him, he'd been drafted. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter.
I believe that. Yep.
So
I feel like he just took the persona of his father, you feel me, and that definitely hurt him right here.
Ah, man.
Here's my point.
And
Here's
Deion
my
should have reeled him in, man. Tom Brady, they got Tom Brady on video saying you don't need a Cullinan. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't need no Cullinan. Why put that out there? Now that's on tape. Now that shows that you're thinking about cars and all this other stuff. And Tom Brady's like, just focus on football. Like, it's crazy.
Here's my viewpoint on it. So obviously Colorado's my team, whatever. There are some things
talking down
that there are some things that so let's start with the whole cockiness thing. Everybody says Shedeur is cocky. So there's a difference between being cocky and being confident in your ability to be able to. Shedeur produced very, very good numbers at Colorado. Y'all know how terrible the offensive line was. It was hot garbage. It was a little bit better last season, but the year prior they was suspect. I feel like they're trying to step one. I feel like they're trying to get at Deion. As a result, and the only way that they can get through to Deion now is to get through his kids. And I say that because back when Deion played, he was already in the league, played both sides of the ball, played in the MLB at a very, very high level. And you know how Deion was back in the day. Flashy, you know, he had all the nice saying and jewelry and cars and stuff like that. That's how he carried himself. And like I told you yesterday too, way back when before he got drafted, he said whatever team he go to, he's gonna make sure that he asked for so much money that they're not going to want him. So the NFL said, okay, cool. We ain't going to get you now, but we're going to get you later. And I feel like they're doing that to him now. And some people were saying something about the way that Shedeur interviewed. I'm not exactly sure how that conversation went. All these media and streams like to twist words and stuff. So that's, but I will say that it's not even talking down on black people at all.
Man. Like,
I'm black.
Not at all.
We have to be honest with ourselves and our community as a whole when it comes to certain things. Okay. And what am I trying to get to? So like, does Shedeur have a sense of confidence about himself that he needs to have? Of course. That's how quarterbacks are supposed to carry themselves. But I will say that they should have kept quiet when it came to certain stuff. Like Deion shouldn't have said or responded to anybody on Twitter or X about, hey, my son going to, be drafted in the first round. They could have just kept a little bit humble. But like, hey, my players are going, already talk for itself. We know what type of numbers you produce. He don't got to say much. We can see with our own two eyes. If you know football, you got two eyes you can see. You know what he can produce. You know what type of numbers he put out there. Basically the same thing as Cam Ward. He said negativity is not being honest. Negativity, being honesty can come off in so many different ways, boss man.
Nah, we're not doing no negativity here.
Honesty
hurts.
Don't get that
confused.
Honesty hurts.
The truth may hurt, but it saves time.
We calling it spade for spade on both sides.
Right.
We know that. Even when you look at the pre-draft comments that Deion was even making, I'm not gonna allow my son to go to this team, that team. You feel me? Bro. You know where we come from. We can't come into the league like that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't. And he said, y'all been saying nothing but negative about what Shedeur should not do. No, we on both sides of the ball, bro. So let me help you out a little bit.
Okay, then what should he have done? You know what I mean? Like I don't get what that comment means.
We literally just said to you, the good stuff about Shedeur and his dad in the organization, then we also laid out some negatives as well. They are both factors when it comes to this thing. We are already at a disadvantage as black men in the world. So when we do certain things to other, people's eyes, it's going to be red flags. They don't want to see you win at the end of the day. That's what it all boils down to. We're not bashing Shedeur. Shedeur should have been drafted. That's just my personal opinion. He should have been drafted by now. We know that. We can clearly see everything that's going on.
I wonder
even him not.
He think he should have been drafted in the first round. I mean, what is he saying?
I feel like he should have performed at the combine. I think he should have did a lot, bro.
Thank you.
Like little stuff like that, you gotta show you a dog. His tape, like I said, bro, Shedeur, he's a gamer for sure. Nobody's debating that. But he's not that type of dog to where you can say, all right, he don't even need to go to the Prime. He had to go to no combine. He had to do that.
But he did, just to show how fast he was.
Exactly. But his tape don't pop off the camera to where you like, oh yeah, we don't need to see nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when we say those facts, when we say that type of thing, here's the thing. Here's the pushback from other people who think like any criticism, and that's this new. I don't know if it's this new generation, man. Like any little criticism is like, you hate
new generation.
You hating, why you da? Bro, what are you talking about? It was worse back in my day. Y'all got all these advantages. Y'all are getting paid in college. Are you kidding me? And what comes with that, with great power comes great responsibility. So now they've given you some power where you have the ability to transfer. You can take an offer. You can have an agent in college and all that. And a lot of them think that feels like the pros. And the NFL is here to draw a distinctive and straight line saying, this ain't college football. We have ownership here in the NFL. The league, the Shield is going to be protected at all times. Nobody's going to be bigger than the Shield at all. And you can throw up legendary or whatever. And if you act like what he comes off as is acting like you're coming, let's be clear, he's coming from a place of privilege.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about off field, he's coming from a place of privilege. Now, to his credit, he's a good quarterback. We're not gonna say he's tough. He can make the throws. He has the ability to like, read defenses and all of that. And that's, I mean, come on. I mean, that's top notch. But with the good, you have to talk about the bad. That's what scouts do.
Yeah.
That's not hating, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not hating. That's saying, hey, man, you're strong in math. You're strong in English, baby. But we got to work on your science. We got to work on your language arts.
Right.
Oh, you're just hating that. No.
Yep. They
This
say
is how you're tested.
Any criticism that's not a positive all the time,
Just hate.
They feel like you bashing the person.
Oh,
no,
man,
I'm looking
we
at
hating
it.
our own, man.
I'm looking at it from.
People. You know what they're drawing me back? You hear the Wallow comment? No, I'm sorry to take. I ain't trying to take your show.
Oh, no, you good.
But with Wallow, they showed the video of him talking about black businesses and supporting black businesses, and he was like, "Look, I'm not hating because I want to spend my money where the service is good, the food is good, and all this. Like, I'm not just going to go just because you're a black business and you think you're entitled to my money.
Yeah.
This is a business, bro. NFL is one of the biggest businesses there is.
Yep.
And Shedeur is a great player. He's a very good player. And I think he still has a lot of growth and upside that he can, that is evident. And him taking on the persona and of wanting to be like his dad, it's understandable, but it did not help him.
Yeah.
It did not help him coming off like with any team that don't draft me or anything. Like, these are interviews. This is his words.
Right.
So we're not hating, man. I mean, I know personally, I'm not hurt. I'm not hating. I want to see, man. I am a Coach Prime. Like, I watched Deion back in the day, bro. I seen him win the Super Bowl with with the 49ers, with the Cowboys, play with the Falcons. I haven't seen one throw from Shedeur in the NFL. So let's be clear. He ain't even got in the door yet. And he's been talking as if like somebody dropped the NFL dropping the ball and they don't let him in the league and they don't draft him. Come on, man. That's not I don't care what nobody say. I wouldn't like that as a coach. And I'm black.
Yeah. And that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. But that tape, you feel me? That tape, gotta be that. It gotta be all.
It gotta be that. That's all we saying. Cam Newton, bro, was facing. His dad was all in the paper about taking money, and this is back when nobody was supposedly not getting paid in the college. His dad was having the money thing. He got kicked out of Florida. He went to JUCO, won a championship. He went to Auburn, balled out, won a championship, won the Heisman. That tape alone, Carolina, my hometown team, we took them at number one. Why? Because we're idiots if we did not do it, business-wise. We wanted to win. And taking Cam Newton, regardless of how they thought about his daddy and being involved and taking money or whatever, or whatever little hangups they had, they were willing to say, you know what? It don't matter, man. Cam, we know this is a legit dynamic player.
Yep.
And Shedeur is a good player, and he doesn't have that tape. So, yes, all these other things get considered now. Because his play is not bigger than what he made his persona to be. If his play was just as big or bigger than his persona that he created, or that this personality that he is, then nobody would be saying that. They'd be like, man, shoot, but he a dog. He him. Like, what are we talking about? But there are other players that, sadly, you can try to measure up to him.
Right.
Because he doesn't stand out and apart clearly above the rest. He just doesn't. That's my take on him. But I love them, man. I want the best for this young man, man. I mean, but to act like we're gonna sit here and just throw flowers at him and like, hey man, it's okay. Everybody just hating on him or whatever, just for no reason, and it's just because he, his pops or whatever. Nah, man. The NFL. Do y'all know how many? Go look up court cases. Go look up how many Georgia players have been arrested that have been drafted. Go look up their parents' issues. Go look up, man, how many? No, they ain't been Coach Prime, but come on, man. Let's be real.
All right, let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel everything he's been doing, the persona and all that, justify him falling to the fourth, fifth round? That's a little crazy.
No, I don't. And see, that's the
Okay.
other thing.
Okay.
I think New Orleans. I think he could have went before Dart. Dart is more mobile though.
I think he definitely should have went before
NFL is
Dart.
going.
Yeah.
The NFL is drafting 6'6", 336-pound defensive linemen who can run 4.4s, dog.
Right.
If you go into a team that got an iffy O-line and a quarterback who's not mobile, you're going to get killed.
Right.
Shedeur is not a mobile, athletic quarterback. He just isn't.
So he can move around the pocket pretty good, stepping up around the pocket.
He can move a little bit.
But when it comes to scrambling a little bit, he can get his speed up a little bit. But yeah, he can get his speed up a little bit. Like if you look at like a Cam Ward, he get up out of there.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels, like another quarterback. But
even Dart.
Here's my personal opinion on the draft. So and this is just my personal take on it. I don't necessarily agree with the draft. I feel like the draft is a step so that these, I want to say, NFL scouts don't necessarily have to break down and thoroughly watch film. And with some of these picks, not even just this year, but years prior, you look at some of the players that went in the first round and some of the players that got picked in the fifth and fourth and third round, and you question yourself. And then they finally go to the league, and then it's like some of the top players in the first round, they
underperform.
Yeah, they underperform. It's like, what the? How this happened? Right. And then you look at the people who got drafted in the third, fourth, and fifth round, they balling. It's like,
desire.
What?
Desire.
It's a difference. So I feel like when it comes to the combine, a person that runs a 4.3 40 or a 4.2 40 don't mean they gonna run that on the field. Football speed and combine speed is two totally different things.
Different things. Yeah. Game speed is different.
Yeah. You can have a good day. You can have a good day at the combine, but when you get to the league, are you gonna have a good career?
Yeah.
That's how you gotta look at it. So my personal opinion on Shedeur, I feel like he had the tape, but he was already at a disadvantage because of the school that he went to, who his father was, how terrible his offensive line was. So it seemed as though he was holding the ball for too long on certain predicaments, or he was getting sacked too much. Really, the offensive line was the number one problem. Okay. And it's just
I don't know, dog. I mean, the offensive line was trash the first year for sure.
But it was also the play calling too. I know he had a lot of influence on the play calling as well.
There's a mix of a lot of things.
They trusted him on a certain level, which is fine. As a quarterback, and I play football, the quarterback having that leadership mentality to be able to make certain decisions and certain plays and knowing what's best for certain plays, that's fine sometimes. But if he's going to make every single play, not saying he was, but there's some rumors. I don't want anybody out here putting stuff on my name. Rumors saying that he was, calling all the shots on offense. And if that was true, that'll make me scratch my head. Okay, what is the coaches doing? Are they actually like coaching? Like, or they just let him run it, run the team? How is he being developed? Is this the best situation for him? How is this going to translate to the NFL? Because when you get to the league as a rookie, they're gonna be like, bro, if you don't run this play, you gonna be on the bench. Nobody asking you what play you want to run. Nobody asking you what scheme of things you want to run. You gonna fit into our scheme, or we gonna trade you. Simple as that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you're gonna work with our quarterback coaches and staff to help you, because, like you said, development wise, he should have got to the point where he's checking that ball down. You're not doing a 10-step drop back and just back there just with the looking for a big yardage play. It's like, check the ball down, live to play another down. Because, okay, I understand, man. A lot of us want to, but I'm asking y'all to remember the tape or go look at it. Where he does not have escapability like that. Now, he can spin out of,
spin out the pocket.
You spin out the pocket, technique, and extend the play a little bit as far as that. But if he had to, like, break out and, bro, I don't think he's, well, let's be clear. He's not a blazer, but neither is Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Mahomes is like a Michael Vick type, Jaden Daniels type speed out of the pocket. Russell Wilson, even, for that matter. But they seem to have a little more giddy up than Shedeur does. And even when him comparing himself to like Michael Vick and Tom Brady, that is like, is there a delusion there? Because are you seeing yourself in a way that really doesn't exist? Tom Brady more so, than Michael Vick. But he has, if he goes somewhere where they can develop him, that's why I feel like he could have already been selected prior to the. I mean, this is crazy. Like, I mean, I would never, like, a second round, I can see, but to be, going into the 6th and 7th rounds today.
Yeah. So at 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the 4th round will start. So, he should have been drafted by now. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be still sitting at the crib right now. Yes, to your point, yes, he's definitely still developing, for sure. Even when you get to the league and you become one of the best of the best, you're always going to still be developing. You're always going to still be learning. That's just the beauty of the game, because you get to learn more. You have the ability to be sharper in your skills. So, and
separates the greats from the rest.
Right. And Shedeur, he has a phenomenal QB coach. They had him and Cam Ward got the same coach. They got
man is legit.
QB select. You know what I mean? So the talent is there. The development will come. It's about what team is he going to go to fit into the scheme of things. And me personally, I feel like the Rams wouldn't be a bad pickup for him. Per se.
What if he end up in Jacksonville? Does Jacksonville have another pick in the couple rounds?
Yeah, I think they do.
He end up there with Travis. Sit behind Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is
no, man.
I like Trevor Lawrence.
I really think it's a blessing. If he go in the 4th, 5th round, 6th round, I feel like it's a blessing, because but the persona he carry, he gonna be so much hungrier when he get in that locker room. It's not gonna be like he came 1st round, 2nd round, where what I'm saying, he pulled up in his big back already. The guys gonna respect him already because they know he came 4th, 5th round. You feel me?
Hey, you hit it right on the nose, bro. So listen. They already hating on him. They already hating on him right now. If he walked in, let's say he did get drafted in the 1st round, he walked in, he got his confidence the way he got it. He walk in that locker room, they gonna be like, bro, what? Who are you? You didn't do nothing yet on this level.
Right.
Like, what?
Especially the veterans on the team.
Yeah, so, that's just how they are. That's how they are in the league. And I feel like he needs to go into a place where he can still shine. And I felt like this is good for him in a way, because it takes him out of the spotlight when it comes to certain things. Now, he's still in the spotlight because people scratching their head like, how in the hell?
Well, because there are real people who really are hating on him. like who
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah. Oh
want
yeah,
to see
for
him
sure.
do bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
it's
and,
it's
and we don't
crazy.
want that.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's something I don't know, dude earlier, but it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
people out here.
you can tell that ruffled my feathers. I ain't like
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? Hey man, there's people out here right now that's really, really happy that this is transpiring with Shedeur, but little do they know this is really a blessing in disguise for
It can
him.
turn
This is the
this
best.
into something. Yeah, he
This
can
is the
use it.
best for him. Really, this is the best for him. Even if Shedeur, if he was to sit for a year and learn behind a further along, more developed quarterback in a
Aaron
good,
Rodgers did.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong there.
Aaron
there's nothing
Rodgers
wrong with it.
did. Brett Favre wouldn't move out the way. Aaron Rodgers
Exactly.
did.
Or look, what's stopping him from competing?
You know
He
what I mean?
still has
There you
opportunity
go.
to compete.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think it's good, like you said, this is good for him, man. We want to see the young boy win, man. I want to see him because I feel like he has the potential from what he's shown us in a situation at Colorado that wasn't the most advantageous for him.
Right.
Travis Hunter was able to thrive because other teams could come in there and, he got an opportunity to shine. But Shedeur, man, I think the he has a high ceiling. If they
Yeah.
take him on and if they try to allow him to separate, which he might have to do some work on that himself, is kind of cut that umbilical cord with your daddy a little bit and be
So
your own man and let the team, rock with the team. Not saying you don't let your daddy impart wisdom and all that stuff, but
right.
he's gotten to this level.
Yeah.
It's time to show. I think a lot of teams want to know that. I know if I'm
Yeah.
spending 10, 20 million and I'm gonna take you and I want you and I know you got this upside, but I'm like, yo, can you be your own man? Can I tell you
Right.
something to do and I don't hear about in the papers that your dad had a problem with what I told you because you went and told somebody? You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
concerned
Yeah.
about all that.
Right.
But as far as talent wise and play wise, I don't think nobody, with good eyes and who's watched football can be like, oh man, he a scrub and he just being propped up or whatever, and that's why he ain't getting picked. No, that's not what we're saying. He has the talent. He's not dynamic like that, but he's better than what we've seen come off the board already. Other than Cam Ward, he's right there with every other quarterback that they've taken in the draft.
And
So I think they're
something
worried
else,
about that.
I don't know if y'all remember or not, with the Mannings. So you know how Prime said that he wants his son to go to a specific team, and certain programs he doesn't want him to go to because he knows how they operate and they function. And with the Mannings a while back, they did the same thing. They just didn't do it in a I don't want to like on the
The
higher
bravado.
Loud way.
spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a
it
loud
got
way.
leaked.
So
It ended up getting leaked. It wasn't
yeah,
even.
it ended up getting leaked. So say that to Archie, but you're not. Yeah, I don't know Archie. I don't. Anything I say,
Eli
you.
went to the combine too. Eli did all those things that they were saying you should do as a whatever, and Archie said, and there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, that's his
Yeah.
daddy. It ain't got nothing to do with his dad. Okay,
Hey, they got a lot to do with his daddy.
thank you.
Sure.
Okay,
Hey, listen.
okay,
I can tell someone who don't watch Well Off Media. If y'all
they
know Well
don't.
Off Media, is Deion Sanders' son, Bucky.
You ain't seen
Deion
the
literally said
relationship.
out his mouth. He said out his mouth. He said, "Listen, dog." He said, "I don't know what's going on, but if it got something to do with me, come after me, not my kids, not my kids." Why do you think he said that? Because we know it got something to do with his father.
Yep.
The Sanders didn't do nothing wrong, in a sense. Like, it's just how they don't like them. They never did. They never liked Deion from the rip
Nope.
since he
Yeah.
played, and it carried. This is my point to y'all. That's my point to y'all. They're getting back at them now, and they're using everything they can as leverage to do that. They're attacking this program. They're attacking his son's draft stock and draft. They're attacking. They're using everything they possibly can as leverage, and that's what's going on. and certain things that they may do or say doesn't really help their case with certain things. You know what I mean? So, but this is I don't know if y'all heard the so Shedeur pretty much got a fake call from one of the
I seen that. That was
yeah.
wrong.
So I don't know if anybody else seen this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up real quick so the viewers can look at it too. But this is it's crazy. Some point, you got to just draw the line.
Hello?
You got that call?
Yeah, what's going on?
Ready to go!
Say it one more time for me.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Ready to go!
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ready to go!
What does that mean?
What? What'd he say?
I don't know.
How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
You said you're gonna have to wait.
Shallow stupid.
Yeah, Shallow is stupid. Shallow is a nut.
Shallow gonna speak his mind.
What? Shallow. I love Shallow perspective, man.
Yeah, I like Shallow. Yeah, he's funny. Shallow is really funny.
He's a realist, man.
He is a realist.
But yeah, that's crazy, man. People that's how much hate there is out there for just the success that they've had. You know what I'm saying? There are people who, meanwhile, we've seen quarterbacks of other races and cultures or whatever who we know they come from money. They just do things differently, and nobody hates on it like that, bro. Like it's crazy.
But the rumor is that wasn't even a prank call, bro.
What?
Because Shedeur said he gave that phone number only to coaches. Only coaches had that number.
So that's what I was going to talk about too. So he did say that he only gave that specific number to coaches. Now, okay, if he only gave that number to coaches, that makes me scratch my head. Is this an inside job?
Are they playing man? Come on,
did his number get leaked? Like, did somebody in his circle that he thought he could trust send that out? Like, these are just
the janitor came in there and seen the number written down, and then I mean, what happened, man? The cleaning staff, what's going on?
Hey, I don't know what's going on with that.
Coach's son, it could have been anybody.
Eventually, the truth may come out about that, but whoever did that as a prank call, though, I'm gonna just say it's a prank call for now until we actually find that out. I mean, that's why I said people are
low life.
Yeah, low life. They miserable. Like they're feeding off of what's happening to them and what's transpiring to the family as a whole.
There are people who love to see people. That's why they say at the top. Once you get to the top, there are people who love to prop you up, and that's why you can't live by what they say. If you live by the cheers, you can die by the boos.
Yeah,
you can't invest all of your what people say about you or how much love they giving you, because at any point, as much love you getting, there's people who see that love you're getting and they love it too, but they in their mind they turn it into hate, and it's like, I don't why they're not getting the same type of love or whatever, even though they know why. They know they're not as whatever dynamic as a person or player or whatever this person does, and they look to tear you down. That's just gonna come with it. You know what I mean? But to that level, like, come on, man, you wasted you took energy and time to prank call this dude.
Oh man, Trent Hood done hit the portal. That was the cousin of Brandon and Colton Hood. I knew that was gonna happen. They all came as a package deal with each other. Hey, but B Slaughter, the commissioner, made a good point. He said the big reason why the Saints didn't take him is because Doug, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, making room for his son who's coming out next year and is the Heisman hopefully at LSU, and don't want Shedeur in the way.
Interesting.
And he's the offensive coordinator of the Saints.
Interesting.
That could be.
Yeah, it could be, man. Listen, we've seen the coach not give Marshawn Lynch the ball on the 1 yard line. The NFL is full of all types of unexplainable decisions, man.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what makes it the type of league it is.
Yep.
Hey, Kev, I'm gonna have to dip, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you for joining, man.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure y'all go tap into you want to say your handle?
There you go.
He didn't dipped out. But
Honestly, I gotta go somewhere. Yeah, Kev, this is crazy, dog. Where do you see it going from here?
All right, so I definitely feel like he should be getting drafted today in the next 5 minutes when the 4th round do start. As to where he'll go, I'm not even sure yet. I would like to see him at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I also feel like the Raiders might not be a bad look in the Rams. Saints might be out the door off of the, Browns, they already got Dylan Gabriel, so I don't really see that happening. That wouldn't really make
Denver
much
got?
sense.
Bo Nix?
Yeah, Denver already got Bo Nix, so they didn't have to, they didn't really need a quarterback. They got a DB and a running back, RJ Harvey from USF. So I don't know, bro. It's going to be interesting. But if I get any more news and update for y'all as far as transfer portal or anything, concerning Shedeur, I'll make sure I'll go live for y'all or just post a video. But if you're new to my channel, it's a lot of people that joined today. If you're new to my channel, please do me such a solid and just make sure you subscribe to my channel as well as like, comment, and subscribe. And just let me know what you think about the video. All comments are welcome. Just make sure you keep everything respectful to myself and my channel and others that's commenting as well. But that's all I have. Like I said, though, best of luck to the Sanders family. I hope they can, God has a plan in place for them. And shout out to all the athletes who have gotten drafted so far, going to the league and to the next level. So definitely don't want to bash or, send anybody down like that. But that's all I got, though, bro. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I'm just waiting. I'm excited to see what happens. I feel like this is a blessing in disguise for Shedeur, honestly. And yeah, man, we're going to see. Let's get it,
All right. Y'all have a blessed rest of y'all day.